Hello, I'm Stewart Bloor. That's the river behind me, the River Dove to be precise. I'm perch fishing, and the story behind this session is that a while ago, a year, 2 years back, I was grayling fishing. It was very, very cold. Water temperature was rock bottom. I was grayling fishing. I did catch grayling, but I also caught a nice perch. And if it was a chub or a roach or any other species, then I would definitely have possibly considered maybe coming back in the future. But it was a perch, my favourite species, and so that's definitely been there at the back of my mind since then. Hence, I'm here on this particular section. It's now the summer, of course, totally different conditions, and I don't know what's out there. I know that there is one perch, and it's my guess, of course, that there will be more than that. And so in a way, coming to a place like this with no history, no prior knowledge, no one's told me what sort of fish are in here. I've never seen anyone fish in this particular section before for any species. That merely adds to the excitement, the anticipation, and the sense of adventure. Let's go. Oh, lovely perch. What I got out of bed for. Yes. Fantastic. That was absolutely marvellous. Apart from the circumstances which I related at the start of the video, coming to a place that I've got no history of or any form whatsoever, and catching a fish like that in itself is amazing. But what was really exciting is that I knew that I was going to catch that fish. I've been fishing since about 8:30 this morning. I have been fishing with a small cage feeder. I'll talk more about the rigs that I've been using in the article that goes with the video. But I've been fishing with maggot and catching minnows, in some ways deliberately, because I'm also fishing a minnow as a bait on the other rod. But I wanted to get some bait out there. I've got a lovely swim. It's on a bend. It's got a little bit of depth to it as well, because it's quite shallow in many places on this particular section. But what was exciting is that I was catching minnow after minnow after minnow, and as soon as the bait was hitting the riverbed, the rod tip was going, and then I cast out on this particular occasion and it was quiet, and I knew that either a single perch or a handful of them or maybe a shoal had come into the swim and the minnows had scattered, and I was expecting the rod to go, which it did, and I wasn't surprised in the least that it was a perch. I thought, obviously having no history and all that I've related, that it could be a chub or something else, but I wasn't surprised when it was a perch, and I'm really, really happy to catch that fish. My favourite species, the perch. My cage feeder mix is a standard brown crumb and dead maggots mixture with water from the river. Always mix it from the place that I'm fishing, never use tap water, but I've added some liquid worm. I'm a great fan of additives and flavours and glugs and dips, and if at the very least they give you that confidence, then that obviously has to be beneficial, because we do fish better when we are more confident. But without doubt, I think that things like this liquid worm definitely makes a difference when you think about it. Fishing for perch, fishing for a fish that loves worm, when you add that to your ground bait, it's got to make a difference, hasn't it, really? So I'm a great fan of, as I say, glugs and dips, additives and flavours, and that's what I've been putting in my mix this particular session. You could ask, well, would you have caught anyway? Maybe you'd have caught that perch and whatever else I'm due to catch during the rest of the day, you could have caught that anyway. That's true, And isn't that the great thing about angling, really? It's not scientific in that sense, is it? We set out with that great sense of the unknown, but I believe we can do what we're able to try and put the ball in our court, because the fish, they play when they want to, don't they? But if we can give ourselves the edge with things like additives and so on and so forth, then I believe we should. There's a marsh thistle to the side of my swim. Shall we take a closer look?